Hello, welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Dan Costa, he is Eric Griffith, and we've got a great show for you today. We're going to talk about today's top tech news. We're going to pull one cool thing off the shelf in the lab and get to some reader questions. Before we get to that, I want to tell you that our show today is brought to you by our friends at Intel. And Intel would like to invite you to the all-new Intel Experience Store in Nolita in New York City. This unique, ever-changing environment provides an opportunity to get your hands on all the latest Intel tablets and 2-in-1 PCs. You can come in, grab a cup of coffee, enjoy the local entertainment, and experience an exciting new way to shop for technology. And also, you can also bring in your recycled electronics and bring those in, and the proceeds will go to benefit local schools. So you can catch the Intel Experience Store at 262 Mott Street in Nolita. For more information, go to intel.com/stores.
Excellent.
Tech news. Big tech news today. We've survived Black Friday. We've survived Cyber Monday. Today is Giving Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday.
I found out about this yesterday. I heard about it for the first time.
Pretty much the same thing for me today. I just wrote a story all about Cyber Monday and all sorts of facts and myths, and I think in the story I actually referred to this as No Name Tuesday. But apparently it has a name. It's Giving Tuesday. And it's a day that charities are hoping people will start giving in the millions. Apparently last year, a company named Blackbaud, which does transactions for charities, did about a $10 million worth of transactions, and so it's actually a thing. If they can keep it going, keep pushing it, maybe it'll be, a huge thing in the future.
I mean, we're so tired. At this point, I'm really tired of the shopping season being underway, and the shopping season literally started just a couple of days ago. I think it's a nice idea to have a kickoff date for charitable giving.
That is true.
I usually sneak mine in right before the end of the year to make the tax.
Yeah, I mean, it's better now than I suppose between Christmas and New Year's when everybody does it in a hurry to beat the taxes.
Yeah, that's what I do. You've just described my Christmas and New Year's. Also in the news today, Apple is buying Topsy for an undisclosed amount of money, but was rumored to be more than $200 million. Topsy is an analytics firm that has one of the few companies that has access to the full Twitter fire hose of data and information, and has some of the best analytics tools on that stream. But the question is, why would Apple be buying a company that does Twitter analytics?
It's really hard to say. We know that in the past, Topsy actually used Apple as an example, I think. They did a quick search on everything that had to do with the iPhone 4S when it came out. And the 4S was rumored initially to have terrible sales and Apple's stock was tanking. But then the Topsy information indicated that people were talking about the 4S in a big way, and Apple used that, I think, to get the word out and get their stock back up. So that's the kind of thing, that doesn't go unnoticed.
Yeah, that makes it. And also, Apple's got so much data that they need to make sense of. All their iTunes data, all of their streaming video data. They probably have a lot of need for analytics, and this is one of the top analytics firms in the business.
Yeah, they've done a terrible job with the social networking in the past with their Ping launch and so forth. So maybe this will be a better way for them to get into it and take advantage of it in some way that people can use it.
Finally in the news, there's a report that Android has a list of banned words. The latest version of Android, KitKat's, been out for a month. Somebody has finally dug into the source code and figured out that there are a list of words that evidently Google does not approve of.
Yeah, it's not really banned, though. It's just words that are not in the dictionary that are in KitKat. So if you're typing along and you try to say really strange words like lovemaking is not something you're allowed to have autocomplete as you type on KitKat. That's very strange, but a lot of them are very sexual. George Carlin's 7 Dirty Words are not in there. But then there's really weird words that are not in there, like LSAT and thud. And then there's words that probably shouldn't be in there, like illumination, which I will not define because my mom might be watching this.
I mean, illumination, it saves you a lot of words,
a
lot of
really
letters.
Would. But if you're typing it, they probably think you probably have some issues.
Right. So there's a list. There's 140,000, 14,000.
14,000. Yeah.
14,000 of these words. Many of them are profanities. Some of them are just sort of randomly taken. But you can still, the important thing, and a lot of reports are not saying this, you can still use those words.
Yeah, and you can put them in, and if you put them in enough, they're going to be added to the dictionary, and the autocorrect will still work.
Yeah, it's an interesting story to see what the minds of Android engineers were thinking as they created the dictionary. But you can still use any word that you want. Excellent. Let's move on to a reader question.
Sure.
We have a reader question. They get submitted to us via email, via Facebook, on Twitter. We read them aloud on air. This question today comes from Ming in one of our comment sections. She says that her husband wants a 4K HD TV. He won't shut up about it. What are the services out there for movies and TV shows in UHD? Are there any?
No.
And that's the answer.
That's it. You're done. I mean, really, certainly nobody's streaming. Not even Blu-ray is actually UHD or 4K. When we've done reviews of a few 4K devices, I think there's an LG TV here in the lab somewhere.
Yep.
They had to send a drive full of 4K videos to take advantage of it, and apparently it's gorgeous.
To be fair, they did look great. You can see them.
I want to see them. I heard that they're like you can reach out and touch the screen. It's so real. But no, there's nothing streaming that. If you get a 4K TV today, you are future-proofing for the next 10 years when eventually Netflix or whoever, if the pipe is ever big enough, that data will come to you, but not right now.
Yeah, the one thing I would say is that, the thing that's impressed me about the 4K TVs we have tested is that the 1080p video content upscaled to 4K
Looks good?
really looks good.
Well, then maybe that's worth it.
It looks much better than standard 1080p, at least at really large sizes. I think at a 42 or 37-inch size, maybe it doesn't make that much difference, but at 60 inches,
That's
the
great.
upscaled 4K signal is pretty spectacular. Is it worth the $4,000, $6,000? The LG we just tested, $6,000 TV.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but it's in your husband's defense. There is the video will look great if he can talk you into spending the money. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
Meg, I don't know whose side I'm taking in that. Now it's time to move on to one cool thing. We test thousands of products here in the lab. Every day we take one cool thing off the shelf and show it to you live. Today, that cool thing is actually on my wrist.
Ooh.
And it is the Qualcomm Toq, which originally was not going to be released to the wide street to consumers, but now it is. And it is a smartwatch from Qualcomm that's got, basically it's an extension of your phone. There's a lot of these on the market. You can't actually make telephone calls with this, but you can receive text messages, you can receive your email. It's got a variety of applets that will perform a couple of basic things. And the amazing thing is this screen, this Mirasol screen. This is really the first product I think I've ever seen on the market with a Mirasol screen.
Yeah, we gave an award to Mirasol when Qualcomm first announced it back in 2008. It's a technology that involves separate mirrors on each pixel. It's actually based from, in nature, the way light reflects off of the wings of butterflies, which is actually not a lie. It just sounds like it.
There's that screen.
It's fantastic because if you go outside, in the bright light, the screen gets brighter. There's no reflection. It's not like with a typical glass touchscreen or something like that. So Qualcomm, obviously they own it. They own the technology. They've got the chip they're showing off. It's a great looking watch. It's $350 though. So
it's thinner than I thought it would be. There's a lot of watches out there. The Galaxy Gear is a lot chunkier. This is a little bit thinner. Our full review of the Qualcomm Toq is going up on the site later on today.
Great.
I have not read that review, but I've got a few hints about how it might turn out. If you want to read that full review, go to our website. It's written by Jamie Lindino. It should be on our homepage. It's a very interesting device in a very interesting category. That's PCMag Live for today. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be back here with more gadgets, more gear, more news. Thanks for doing the show with me.
my pleasure.
And thanks for joining us.